Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a summary of Inside Star Citizen, the new Around the Verse replacement by Cloud Imperium, and it basically does the same thing. It will, for the most part, focus on the patch currently coming up next on the roadmap, so 3.6 in this case, but sometimes we'll look at bits beyond that. Today we have GPU particles, Vanguard updates, telemetry, and early talks about Orison. We start with updates to lighting and the GPU particle system that they're working on. They're replacing the old CPU system. The GPU system has much better visual quality potential. With better frames, they can do a lot more with it for much more pretty effects. There are many improvements with the way that shadows interact with lighting and particles and smoke. The old system was much more performance intensive and took a lot more resources. They can also use lighting of an area, sort of like the environmental lighting from the sun and stuff like that, to customize the look of particles in an area so they really belong to that environment. They can really customize this stuff so it looks like it really belongs on a particular planet or area. Vanguard updates. So they are reworking the Vanguard and all of the variants to better incorporate components and be modular across all variants for Alpha 3.6, including the Hoplite. Behind the cockpit now of all the Vanguards is a component room for coolers, shields, power plants. There's a radar under the stairs. The front section is then separated by a door. The interior has been made modularly and standardized, so the center module basically can be swapped out for any of the other Vanguard variants, and they're all the same other than that center module and the sort of like colors and paint job stuff. So the Warden's interior has a station to interact with access to components next to it as well. I'm not entirely sure what you can do on that station yet, though. There's a bathroom, bunk beds, food prep area, large pull-out gun rack, and on the other side of the room, a large pull-out locker. But you basically have the cockpit, the component room, and the rear ramp section of the ship, all the same across all of the Vanguard series. The middle room will change, as will the loadouts and color schemes for the ships between the variants. They showed the Harbinger torpedo variant as well, which is basically having a torpedo bay in the central room instead of the more generic station that the Warden had. You'll be able to see torpedoes launched and loaded from there as well. The Hoplite variant has seating for assault and drop troops and a lot of room for weapons. It looks like it has at least 12 rifle-sized weapons that it has room for, 10 in a big rack on the wall, and 2 by some of its seating, as well as space for 2 heavy weapons next to some of the seating in the back as well. And there looks to be 6 seats in the central module for those sort of like assault troops. I'm hoping that we see some loadouts changes to those Vanguard series. I'm very much glad that they've done a rework with them, because at the moment they weren't great, and they did need to sort of like get the Vanguard Warden in a place where it's going to be a powerful heavy fighter and potentially a fighter hunter. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it all comes together, but it's long range and powerful. That's what I'm there for. Telemetry stuff. So there's been some telemetry page updates. There are more filters and more info on the heat maps now. You can compare your stats, pings, hardware, and all that sort of jazz between the different versions and the rest of the community's rigs. There's also service stability scores for each of the builds as well. Check that out if you're interested in seeing how your system stacks up or what sort of systems are good for Star Citizen at any given resolution and setting. Orison on Crusader. So we saw some of the newer concept shops of Orison and plans for the future for it. Crusader has giant floating shipyards. Orison is the landing zone there. We will see nice sunsets and cool diffused light across the sort of like gas giant below. Everything is floating above that gas giant, but the atmosphere here is breathable. So you have this interesting sort of style where there's loads of housing, trees, parks, dockyards, train hubs, all sort of like floating, and you don't need to wear a helmet either. So you have people walking around in civilian clothing is the idea. Below you will see the massive gas giant sort of like juxtaposed across this. Really cool looking stuff. The subscriber program as well is getting a revamp and will be more geared towards some more in-game bits. And we'll have to see exactly what this means. Hopefully it's not in-game advantages in any way, shape or form, but cool in-game flair and weapons and armor sort of variants and stuff like that. Totally up for skins for ships. Oh, give me cool stuff, I will certainly subscribe for that. Just want to say I was quite impressed with Inside Star Citizen. It was a very good sort of ATV episode. If it's basically the same thing. Hopefully they will start to add more shows like this, maybe looking at like ship shapes, maybe further improving RTV, maybe getting Calling All Devs or something similar back. Totally up for that. I think this is a good indicator that maybe we're going to get some better shows as well in addition to that, so that subscriber money is spent well. The only additional thing I would have liked to have seen in this particular episode is some little bits and bobs on 3.5, what they're working on for that, when are we going to see the 300 series variants, what's the sort of like stability and patches that they're working on for that in the very short term, getting 3.5 to the best possible level, plans and acknowledgements for that, basically. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Every month we have a giveaway for a Star Citizen ship. For April 2019, we are giving away a Drake Corsair with lifetime insurance. It's the new concept ship focused on exploration, and the loaner for that ship is currently the Constellation Aquila and the Buccaneer. To be in for a chance of winning, be subscribed to my channel and comment on any video that I put out during April. Full details in the description below. Need a PC or upgrade to play Star Citizen? Consider Shadow. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription alternative to a gaming PC, and it works with Star Citizen Alpha 3.5 better than it ever has. It leverages the power of the internet to give you a Windows 10 gaming environment potentially anywhere. Check out the links below or go to shadow.tech for more information. Use the code BoredGamer to receive a discount on your subscription if you do decide to try it. I'm not sponsored or paid by Cloud Imperium in any way. This is a Star Citizen news and fan channel that is supported by you, the community. Patrons, donations, subscriber stars, YouTube members, that little join button underneath my videos, all help support the channel and allow me to create regular video content, maintain a website, upload podcasts, and more. If you wish to go that extra mile, it is amazingly helpful. There is occasional exclusive content for those that do as well.